For me in cricket as well, when you were there, Biff, there's always someone that the team relied on. The team had to move to their strongest personality or their most abrasive personality. Mm-hmm. The fact that you scored, 1,500s in winning test matches, the most any captain's ever done, speaks words. But that day, SCG, when he came out with a broken hand, I'm sure when you broke your hand, you thought, that's my test match done. You're not taking any part in this.
No, I mean, I actually felt like Jean throughout that tour. My body was pretty much the same.
Broken.
I was played that whole season with the tennis elbow. And I was having cortisones just to get me through games. I ended up having surgery, as time went on. So Jean, I know what you went through.
You do.
So we played the first test.
What is your right
top hand? I don't know why my top hand went. My bottom hand was doing all the work. So we played the first test in Perth and we chased 414.
JP
Duminy gets 50, Avey gets 100, Hash gets runs, I got runs. And that sets the whole series up. And the thing about playing Australia in Australia is you're there for 2 months. You're under pressure. The media, the crowds, in 6 hours taking abuse. And if you win that first test, it kind of shifts onto Australia. So we were fortunate we managed to do that. Then you go to Boxing Day at the MCG, and I'll never forget that, walking out, 90,000 people on day one, amazing. Boxing Day. And it's like, yeah. And then we won. And that's probably one of the most iconic occasions to play the MCG on Boxing Day and then go New Year's in Australia, in Sydney. And we had one of the all-time great celebrations in that change room, because the change rooms in the MCG, I don't know I know rugby has been played there, I don't know if you guys, but the change rooms are massive there. And we had one of the great celebrations. They arrived with crates of beer and cigars and champagne. I think we only left there after midnight, so it was great. So then you get to Sydney, you 2-0 up, you've won in Australia for the first time, so you're on cloud nine.
Yeah.
And we prepared well for Sydney. And then, as you say, the wicket was very dry, very cracked. Australia won the toss. We toiled for a few days. And then we got off to a good start. And again, Mitchell, who did some damage to me over my career, broke my knuckle. So the next day, I went to the team doctor, and I didn't even come to the ground. We flew to Melbourne to see an elbow specialist that injected blood platelets into my elbows, because I was now going to be out for 6 weeks. So they wanted to try this treatment to see if it would work. Then came back, relaxed, and was getting ready to fly home after the game. Arrived at the ground, no gear, just my warm-up gear. And I think I had no intention of getting, but the game's got to get to a point where you can actually consider, because you can't go bat for 3 hours. No. And the guys fought hard, and then it got to the point where it was like, okay, 15 overs left or something, I started finding myself in this space. The
adrenaline just keeps,
Now, the SCG change room is the opposite to the MCG. It's an old traditional change room. You squeeze in everywhere. So I walked to the back and have a few conversations, and physio was definitely not. Psychologist gave me best of both worlds. Mickey Arthur was go for it.
Obviously. That's what the coach did. I've just broken a rib. Inject it and go back.
I might lose my hand. Go.
It's fine.
So I walk in, and then in Neil Max in the back there, it's like, grab Callis's gear because it's probably the only one that's going to fit me. So I go looking in his bag, grab his whites, Paul Harris's jumper, and he's had a good lunch, big burger stain on it. And Neil Max starts helping me pad up, a box in thing, cast off. So I'm thinking, and I'm padded up, I've got a helmet on, I'm standing in the change room, and I'm like, the physio is putting this.
But you still haven't made the decision whether you're going or not.
But I'm best and ready to go. And now my hands, he's putting some extra padding on, tape on my hands, and I'm like, shit, I need to get some quiet space here. I don't know, am I going?
It doesn't help that the television is not panning over.
I'm hiding in the back. I'm hiding in the back with my heart's beating. The biggest fear was like, if they bounce me, what am I going to do? Because how am I going to get up to play? Am I just going to headbutt it or take it on the body?
Just front up.
Mitchell, he's
only bowling at 150 at that stage.
So I walk into the back, and Callis is sitting there. Jacques as well. He's very dry sense of humor for a quiet oak, and he looks at me, he bursts out laughing, and he says, "Chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever." So I kick him out there. And then 5 minutes later, I'm walking out to bat, and not once did I consider what I was doing, or you're trying to save a game, but yes, I can't go anywhere in the world without actually talking people through that situation. And
yeah, it's definitely like one of the most iconic moments. Like, and it's funny that often you play games too, and you never enter a game thinking, I'm going to break a rib or play with a broken hand. And those are always the ones that you think back now. I think, geez, how amazing was that? How brave was it?
You guys did it a lot. I mean, that was a way of life for you in rugby.
Yeah, but still, I think you know, playing with broken ribs or whatever, and then you kind of get the injection plan, and then you fight through it. But I think the fact that with a broken hand, it's you're constantly using that thing, so it's there all the time, and it gets into your mind. So it shows the fight.
The ball that he got bowled with, I think, would have got you anyway.
I mean,
it moved that much.
It was a cracking delivery, but I still have the odd nightmare because the ball before hit my bat and it actually went into the gap and I could have got off strike. Yeah. But the batting instinct in me was to keep the strike. And then Mackay and I got a bit confused and I ended up staying on strike and then he bowled the absolute cracker the next delivery.